gonna lie, I appreciate you for actually paying attention. You laughing, niggas don't give a fuck. They just want the live show. Loud next door.
See, I done been through so much. I lost a lot of shit, but I ain't lose my touch. Cruising through this life shit like who won what. Please don't step to the queen. Who shot could get on the line? I make a mess in this.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to another podcast episode of Poetry Under the Stars. I am Jasmine, one of your fellow hosts, and I am here with the lovely
Spirit Divine.
and our lovely artist.
Queen Allat Zzz.
Yes, and we are excited for this episode. We could not wait to interview Queen, and I'm excited. I think y'all should be too. If y'all don't know about He Is a Force to Be Reckoned With, I heard a song in the car. My brother Tony played it, and I was like, who is this?
Yeah, that's me.
That's Queen, y'all.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's get into this. So you're
I don't even know where to start. When we first did our first episode with Porter, he showed us your music and we were like, oh my God. Like we were going to work after the podcast and we were just listening to it the whole way to work. And it's just like your ideas for songs. I feel like the one thing I want to know for sure before we leave this room is like, how do you like come up with these ideas for songs? Like, what is your thought process? Like, what is your process to make these songs that like touch at least all of us here?
Before I start off, I want to say peace, love, and gratitude to the ancestors and all praises to the Most High. When I write music, it comes from a personal space. So it's always about what I've encountered, what I've been through, what I'm going through in the moment. Majority of the times when I put music out, I already done surpassed that moment. So I just write from those feelings and those emotions, and it's always I create movies in my head.
Yeah.
So when I make the music, it's like I always picture it. It's like I'm picturing it, and then it just flows. It's just coming from personal experiences.
Wow. I love that. I think that's how music should be made because then there's life in it, And that's powerful for a listener to hear life and not just a idea or something that a record company and label thought was going to be a hit. But no, this really came from my life, my experience. I'm sharing truth, and I realized that about you. And one of the songs, it was so inspiring. And just the words that you were saying were full of truth, things that we really need to be hearing. But unfortunately, you know, what's popular is it's like junk food.
It is just like with the song with Porter. When I was speaking, I was just like crack. No disrespect, but crack is raising rent. Got me living in my kid. Like I still live in my car. I've been in my car for 2 years. Came August 1st. I live in my whip. Nothing that I speak on, nothing that I talk about. It's always from a lived experience. I don't just put shit in there. I don't just do it to sound good and none of that. If I ain't lived it, I ain't do it. Like I have my EP I put out like 2 years ago. It's this song on there called what is it? I think it's Thoughts from the Ninth Floor. And I basically speak on as an adolescent, going through the motions of trauma within the family, my siblings bullying me and going through all these emotions. And at 7, I tried to, I ain't gonna say I tried. At the time, I didn't know what I was doing, but now that I'm older, I know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I jumped out the second floor window, not knowing that I was try to commit suicide on the basis, but I was just trying to escape. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, everything I go through, everything I talk about, it's always a lived experience. And it's people out there that needs to hear it. It's people out there that want to give up. It's people out there that don't have that type of shit. Like that party shit, all that shit is cool. But how can you touch an artist? How can you touch the youth? How can you bring them up and let them know, hey, everything gonna be okay? Look what I went through,
Exactly.
and look at me still
Look at
standing
you
here to
now.
this day. You get what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's what I want to put out into the community inside people.
I love that. Yes. And that's such a great way to start out this episode, this podcast, because You basically just laid it all out about who Queen is, what you're about. You know who you are, you know what you're here to do. And to me, that's power. So I respect you. And I feel like I got to just clap it up for you
And clap it
because
up
to
myself.
hear that you came from that at 7 and who knows, like, I can only imagine the journey, the process, the healing, because you're clearly not in the same mindset as you were when you were in that state. I can see wisdom and growth in you, maturity and healing to be able to speak with such grace. So, when did you realize, okay, it's time for me to start something new?
I think I always been tapped in spiritually, you know, but around like I don't want to say this. I think 2020, like I said, I always was tapped in spiritually, and even before I went by Cass, Queen Allat Zzz. For y'all who don't know, Queen is the black woman that understands life and is the foundation of civilization. Allah is it's Allah, but you know I'm a woman. I like to walk in my feminine energy, and if you look at Kemet goddesses, he always had a T at the end, so I put the T to represent the feminine in me. And zigzag zig stands for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I get that from the supreme alphabet. So around 2020, I went by Mozart. But when I was like, this is not who I want to be, this is not what I'm trying to get out, I made that change and that switch into Cass to give that. So around 2020, it was like, who do I want to represent when I step into these different foundations and these different facilities and I'm rapping, I'm doing all this. I need my name to speak volumes before I even step and I'm rapping, I'm doing all this. I need my name to speak volumes before I even step on stage.
Yeah.
So me making that switch into that is just like, okay, it's time. So around 2020, it's like, this is the artist I want to be presenting. This is the woman I want in the forefront when it comes to, you know, like I said, I'm in school right now for alt med. So once I graduate, I'm gonna be a naturopathic practitioner. So when I step into all these different foundations, who is Queen? What do I want to represent?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So around 2020 is when I made that real deal switch to.
I love that. So it was more of like an eye-opening experience. Like, okay, wait, no, this I don't want to represent this.
Mm-hmm.
I need something that's impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. And with this being said, like for to do it through music, because music has been something always in your life. Did this something you'd like discover later in life that you knew this is how I'm going to spread my message?
Not to sound cliche, but it started off as poetry. Like I know everybody say that, but in the middle school, even in elementary school, my first remix I did was to Iceberg. He had a song called Iceberg Live, All I Need. And when I used to play football, I kind of remixed that. So since elementary school, I always tapped in with journaling, with writing, with poetry. It was a way for me to express myself. Like people will try to come talk to me or whatever. I can't sit right here and just really speak to you. But when you hear my music, you can see what I'm really going through. When you see what I write, you can see my real experiences.
Yes.
And that's my gateway to getting people to understand where I'm coming from.
I love that. That's beautiful. Poetry first. And at what age did you realize, wait, this is good, and this could possibly become more than just a poem?
Words on paper.
It can be a song. How do I verbalize this and put some music behind it? What was that moment?
Around 16, when I was in high school, I had this team called Cosa Nostra, and we was heavy on the mafia back then. And we first time going to the studio, we caught the bus for like 2 hours just to get to the studio. And just like once I did my first song, and I was like, yo, this yeah, that's that.
Do you remember that song? Like the name?
Yes, it's called it's with my we're not cool no more, but that's still my brother, still our love. It's Jodeci. It was a J. Cole beat, and we did a freestyle to it, and then me and him hopped on it, and he did the first verse, I did the second verse.
Wow.
Yeah,
What was that feeling like?
it was dope. Like being in that moment. It's like first of all, like I say, I wasn't really tight knit with my family, so building that that family with the people at my school and building that, and we just there together, and we both expressing, our traumas and the things that we're going through in this music. I felt like I finally had a family outside of family, so it was unique to me. I ain't gonna lie, it still hurt me to this day. I still love him, but people grow apart.
That sounds healing. The journey of that, the process of making music with people that see you, hear you, value you, and y'all are doing the same things, like that's powerful. And I hope that connection, you said people grow apart, but that's to me like a lifelong thing. And maybe it is just the
Lifelong impact.
memories.
That
Yeah, the impact is lifelong. And we can have peace with that. So that's dope.
Yeah, you said that you were like in school, but you're still doing music. Like, has there ever been a point in your life it wasn't gonna work, or that you wanted to give up music? Like, what makes you keep striving to, even though you're doing other things in your life, that you still want this to be a part of your life?
um, that's that one time.
Just because I'm in school currently too, and I'm just thinking like about my passions, but I'm like, what do I do? Like what kept you that you done school like music from a young age. What kept you to keep pursuing it even though these hard trials have come into your life? You've obviously done other things. You have a job that you're going to school for something not related to music at all. But you still want music to be in your life. What has made you continue to pursue this?
I would say, if you ever been to one of my performances, you would say I just don't perform. I put on a show, and the way the audience gravitate to me, like no disrespect to anyone, I could be behind a few artists, and the room be flat.
I can see.
I step on stage, the way I make them hoot and holler, the way they come to me after the show and want to know what's your handle or what you doing, that type of love, that type of energy. I guess just like I'm doing something because I'm not gonna hold you. It's been plenty of moments where I'm just like, they probably ain't feeling this. There's plenty of moments where I ain't say I had to. I chose to dumb down my music to try to make the popular music, but that wasn't it. So when got into the forefront and I sat right there and I gave them Queen and the energy and the love I got back, that keeps me going every time. Every time it's like right now, I'm not even on social media. Right now, I'm just chilling because I got a lot going on with school and like like I said before, I'm graduating next year and I'm into the healing, so I'm working on products that heal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to get back out there. I got 2 tracks that I'm gonna perform later on, and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Like that music is gonna grab y'all in.
Yes.
So that right there, getting the love and energy from the people, it keeps me going.
Yeah. I figured that the
Yeah.
answer was going to be love because that's the most powerful thing in this world. Like it's a force.
All love.
And it's addicting. When you really and it doesn't have to be a bad addiction because the more love you receive, the more you blossom, the more you feel free, the more just peace, joy, like all the things that come with love. And I think that's music for you. And it's really dope that you found that. And I'm excited to see how that relationship with the music and the love that you share with it, how that's going to multiply because it's love creates fruit. You think about marriage, you think about family, two people coming together, joining together. There's going to be a production of something beautiful that reflects the both of you. And when you and music come together, I think you create beautiful things. I've heard it. And that right there is lifelong. So blessings.
Gratitude.
Yeah, love.
This kid here, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If it wasn't for him with a lot of different things, he always in my ear. He always hitting me up, Queen this, Queen that. Like the reason why I'm doing a lot of different things when it comes to certain stuff because I have him in my ear when it comes to certain shit. Like no, genuinely, I say that with much respect. I love this brother right here, bro. Like this man, if y'all only understood the things that he do and the way that he pushes, like even in those months where I was consistently on his Yeah, let's give it up for
Yeah.
Tony. Let's give it up for
No,
Tony, man.
yeah.
No real shit.
Right.
Even in the months when I was consistently on his platform, every month, performing, doing everything, he it was rebirthing that love, giving me that energy back. Like, yo, like not many people is putting on shows for underground artists. Not many people, they don't want people that already got a name. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So for him to consistently show that love, for him to consistently, hey, come, hot sis, come do this, come perform, come do how many songs you want. It is that's love.
Needed. That's accountability. That's showing up. That's we need that in life, and to make sure that we're nurturing and doing the things that we know we really need to be doing, and you really need to be doing music. And regardless of everything else, you need to do everything else too, and it can all work together. It can all flow. So yeah, it's encouraging to have encouragers
Exactly.
near you.
Exactly.
I noticed as you were talking, pompano tattoo.
Yeah.
So pompano is where you're from, I'm
Yes,
guessing.
ma'am.
Okay. What does pompano mean to you? What does that, when you think of Pompano, your city, what comes to mind? What feelings? What do you desire for your city? What do you?
So I'm very tapped into spiritual. I put my ancestors, even though I know there's a source higher, but when it comes to my ancestral lineage, I put them up at the forefront of everything. If you travel through Pompano, my grandfather, I call him Papa Osi. I didn't really have that connection with him. He transitioned when I was younger, but he has barbershops, he has businesses, he has things in the forefront in Pompano. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Absolutely. So when I think of that,
I lost a lot of shit, but I ain't lose my touch. Cruising through this life shit like who want what? Please don't step to the queen. Who shot to get on the line? I make a mess in the scene. 28, still trying to change my raps for the green and keep my soul. I getting blessed like after a sneeze. I killed my old self for her. I can no longer bereave. In myself, I had to have faith and strong believe that I could sit with these so-called rappers, pushing that poverty mindset. Only new ways back. So that's called cut on the industry actors.